It's time for the Northwoods Cooking Show. Starring Uncle Roy and Miss Callie, the troublemaking dog.
Hello, and welcome to Northwoods Cooking Show. I'm your chef, Uncle Roy, and my lovely assistant,
You ain't nothing but a hound dog.
Miss Callie. Oh, come here. Yeah, say hello to everybody. Sit pretty, Callie. Oh, here, get over here and sit pretty. Get up here and sit pretty. Yes, hello. Quit. She still got some of those gourmet doggy tweets from our last couple episodes. Yeah. Anyway, on today's show, we're going to do some Oriental Chinese cooking today. And of course, we're going to have to make our rice. And you know how to make the rice by now, I'm sure. But just in case you haven't caught my recipe, it's so easy. And it's very simple. It's just 2 cups of water, 1 cup of rice. That's it. And what you want to do is bring that water to a boil first. So we'll turn this up, and Callie will run and hide. Anyway, so we got the 2 cups of water. We'll bring that to a boil, and then we'll add our 1 cup of rice. And while we're waiting for that to boil, we can start on our chicken chow mein. Yay! Chicken chow mein, Callie. Oh. The whole thing of celery. So make sure you mince that off very well. Because we want all the celery. Basically, what this is, in the Chinese terms, as far as restaurants go, when you order this, but basically that's what you have is a subgum. And then you just add your different flavors of meats, shrimp, beef, pork, chicken, whatever, into the subgum. And that's basically what this is. But we're going to do chicken subgum, or chicken chow mein as we Americans call it. I'm not putting in the onion. You can if you want to, that's perfectly fine. I just don't care for it in the recipe, as traditionally it doesn't call for it. But you can put onions in. That's personal preference. It's all up to you. Oh, talking away, the water's boiling. So we have the water to a boil, 2 cups water, bring to a boil, add 1 cup of rice. Now take and bring that down to a simmer, really low simmer, and time it for 20 minutes, and you get perfect rice every single time. It doesn't stick, it doesn't get all watery, it's just perfect every time. But you want to make sure you have the long grain and white rice, not jasmine rice. That's called sticky rice, and that will stick together. No matter how proportionate you do, it's made that way to stick together. There's a lot of heavy starch in that. But your regular cheapy old long grain white rice is your best bet for perfect rice every time. Now, another thing you can do, which I probably will, and I am, is I'm going to take and just drop in a titch of saffron. Saffron's so expensive, but this is the Mexican saffron. So it goes a long way, and it's very cheap. You can get this in the Mexican section of your grocery stores, or even, I used to get it at, what was the name of that place? Not Sugar. Across from Aldi's there, in Crystal. Oh, what was the name of that? It was there for years and years. I can't remember. No, just slipped my tongue. Anyway, they had a little Mexican section there, and I buy my Mexican saffron there. It was like about $1 something, or $2 and something, I think, or $1 something, I think $1.69 or something. But that little round container of saffron, it's fabulous. It's absolutely wonderful. And regular pure saffron is extremely expensive. That little much costs you about $80 because it's hand-picked. But this here is Mexican saffron. They get it from the jasmine flowers, which is the same, but they got easier labor down there and machine operated, so just, whips it out, no problem, so it's much cheaper. Anyway, that's your little saffron tip. So we got the rice cooking, that'll be 20 minutes. And we're gonna take and saute our rice now, our celery. This here, we're gonna put in about 1.5 tablespoons or 2 of vegetable oil. Just enough to coat the bottom. You don't want it heavy and greasy. We wanna cook off that celery now for about 5 minutes until it gets nice and tender. Okay, now our celery is nice and tender. Pale green. Oh, what are you doing? Smell food now. Look out. Okay, now to this, to make it even simpler. We're gonna drain that off. I got 1 can of bean sprouts. And drain off a can of sliced water chestnuts. We gotta have a crunchy crunch. And a small can of mushroom stems and pieces. Now you can always use the fresh if you want to, but we're just doing this the canned way because this is a quick and easy, fast way of doing this. Mix this up, and we're gonna let this come back to a boil. We're also gonna pour in a can of chicken broth. Now, of course, because we're making the chicken chow mein. If you want to, you can use a can of beef broth, and then instead of putting in chicken, you can put in chunked steak if you want to, or even cooked off hamburger meat if you want to. It depends on your budget and what you want to make. You can even do, New York strip steak if you wanted to. It all depends on your preference, what you want to put in there. But we'll let this come back to a boil. And for the sauce. Oh, the timer, that was our rice. Turn that off. Ooh, looking pretty, pretty, pretty. I've got a 1/4 cup of water, and we're gonna do 3 tablespoons of cornstarch. I like it. About a teaspoon of minced garlic. Gotta have garlic in your sauce. You just have to. That's a no-brainer. And I'm also gonna put in a couple dashes of 5-spice powder. This is very strong, so probably like about a 1/4 teaspoon. And you can smell the aroma of that 5-spice powder immediately. It's just like, it's like walking into an Asian grocery store. You just smell it immediately. So we got that going, and this going. Then we need a 1/4 cup of soy sauce. Look at her, so here's the food stirring in the pot. Look at her, spying. Miss Callie spying for little Chinese foods. Are you gonna give us a little fortune cookie? Yeah, fortune. Now this is coming to a boil. Yep. Stir it up and it stops. So we gotta wait for the whole thing to be a constant boil. But you want the whole thing to be boiling before you put this in. Then I can put this in now. I can put my meat in. I got 2 cups of diced chicken. Now you don't have to dice it tiny little pieces, like they do at the restaurant. I like big old chunks, almost like a stir fry. I like big chunky chicken. That's the nice thing about this is that you can make your meat any way, size you want to. If it's your own personal preference. When I'm eating, I like to bite into chunks of food. I don't like to have all that little minced tiny stuff. In soups, that's different, because you want everything tiny and to fit in your spoon. But when you're having like a stir fry or chow mein or hot dish, you want big chunks of food to eat. You want to savor everything. You don't want it too huge. But this is all pre-cooked chicken, so this is already done. You would do the same thing with your steak or hamburger meat. You don't want to put it in raw. You want to cook it off first. A great way to do that is like we talked about in one episode about braising, which is boiling in water, but just a little water and your meat in there. That's a perfect way that's what I did with my chicken. And then I just put a little bit of chicken base in the water, so it wasn't just plain water. And just, basically poached my chicken. It's called braising, is when you cook your meat into a little liquid. And it gives it a little bit more flavor than being just plain water is what I'm saying. It gives it a much stronger flavor. More chickeny flavor. What's blocking, Callie? Oh. Roommate bought groceries and didn't put things back properly. Thinks everything can fit. As my mom would say, men. Well, that's true. I'm not that way, because Mom taught me well. Okay, it's all boiling, Callie Ellie. Oh, recyclable. Pour this over the vegetables. Stir this completely. Oh, that looks so beauteous. She's watching. She's watching. She's watching. Taking her eyes off. That big nose. No, no. She ain't gonna miss out on dinner. No, she ain't. And that's it. And then we can just turn that off and just let it simmer for about 5 minutes. That'll be our chicken chow mein. Oh, and then we'll just pan it together and we have a beautiful serving. Okay, now it's time to plate up the chow mein with chicken plates and the chicken placemat. This is the cutting board, glass one. I think I get everything chicken, chicken, chicken. The whole kitchen here, you can't see it on camera, but there's chickens everywhere. We got chickens all over the walls, everywhere. We got a huge chicken collection. But anyway, so we're gonna have chicken chow mein on the chickenware. Now this is our lovely saffron rice. Oh, look how pretty that is. Nice and golden yellow. Oh. Now, if you don't have saffron, that's fine. You can still have the white rice, but take and put a little pinch of chicken base in there. Because the chicken base is gonna flavor your rice so it's chickeny flavor and not so white and plain. And it just gives it a wonderful touch and flavor. And then we'll just put our chow mein right on top, Callie Ellies. Oh. Here she comes. Here's the foods. Oh. Here's a sloshing of the juices, then she comes running. Oh, look at that big nose. Oh, oh, look at her. Sniff, sniff, sniff. What that? What that? Oh, look at that nose. Look at that nose. Just sniffing. And this is our lovely chicken chow mein. Boy, don't that look good, Callie Ellies? Oh. And then, of course, you can always take and put on a few of your chow mein noodles. Sprinkle a little bit of those on top. Actually, I kind of like the reverse. I like to have my chow mein on top of the noodles so I get more crunchy crunch. And then that's our lovely chicken chow mein. Oh, we're doing it for a sample? Oh, samples. Okay, wasn't that chow mein good? Oh, it was so delicious. Oh, and you could tell it was so easy to make. So I know you're going to enjoy making it for yourself and your family too. And like I said, you can always substitute beef broth for the chicken broth, and you can substitute cooked off hamburger meat or cooked off chopped up diced steak if you want to for a beef chow mein. Or you can do pork, or you can do seafood if you want to do a shrimp chow mein. There's many variations that you can do for that recipe, and it's a wonderful, wonderful basic recipe for all your chow meins. Wonderful, it's really good. Well, now we're going to continue on with some more Chinese recipes, and next we're going to be doing an appetizer. We're going to be making shrimp toast. Oh, I just love this, and it is so simple to make. Can't believe how easy it is. My mom, she never even heard of shrimp toast. She's from Wisconsin. She's never heard of it as an appetizer. And I said, well, when you go out to a restaurant, make sure it's a sit-down Chinese restaurant, look at their menu. Most of them do have shrimp toast, but if they don't, you can always ask for it and they will make it for you. Predominantly, most of them will. So let's get going with making our shrimp toast. Now this is very easy too. It is so simple. And the recipe is, I mean, you can't get more simpler. You just need 1 egg. And 2 tablespoons of cornstarch. That's it. Now you can take and put in a little salt and pepper if you'd like to. That's up to you. You can add more seasonings of different flavors, whatever you want to add to it. But this is the basic recipe, and that's all you need for the recipe for the shrimp toast. And then we just take. I need a fork on that one. Is just mix these together. Now some recipes have 1 egg with cornstarch, and then they have egg white mixed in with cornstarch, and you do the white mixture on the toast and this egg mixture on the meat, and this is the simplest way to do it. It's just 1 egg, 2 tablespoons of cornstarch. And you just want to mix this up until it's thoroughly blended. Now it just depends on how many you want to serve, how many you want to make, depends, how much batter you want to make. To me, this reminds me of like making French toast in a way, kind of, sort of. It tastes wonderful. And of course, you got to have your bread. And of course, you can use any type of bread you want. A lot of recipes have white bread, wheat bread, baguettes, French bread. It's all your own preference, what you want to use and what you have available. So you can use any kind of bread you want. And I got the white bread here. And what you do is you have to cut off the crusts, because that's going to get really brown if you don't. And you just have a big, large squares. Callie, I got some samples here. Want a treat? She's down hiding. Turn on the stove now because we're going to be deep frying, so she's going to hide. And then you just take this bread and cut these diagonally from corner to corner into the 4 pieces, the 4 triangles. So I had 2 slices here, so we have 8 triangles. See, just the little triangles without the crusts. And I got my oil heating on the stove. I'll put on the fan. That'll really keep Callie away now. And I have my shrimp underneath the paper towel here. I got the medium-sized shrimp. These are already pre-cooked and deveined. You can use raw if you want to. It's going to take longer to cook. If you get the pre-cooked ones, it takes a much shorter time, and then your toast can get as dried out. But you make sure to devein and take off the tail. It doesn't matter to me personally. I eat shrimp with the tails on. I really do. I eat the whole tail. I like it. And we just drop this right into our egg mixture. Now the reason for patting it dry is just so that this egg mixture adheres to the shrimp easier. It clings to it. If it's wet, then the egg mixture falls off, and then you don't have the complete batter covering the entire meal. That's 4. I'm going to do 8 here. 4, 5, 6, 8. Oh, I got 2 extra samples. I love shrimp. Oh, any type of seafood. Just about any type of seafood. I like to try everything. And we'll just take and coat these. And then we'll just take and place one on each of the shrimp, or each of the toast. And I'm going to take and just dip this bread in there too. I want to make sure it's just coated slightly, not heavy. And we put that right into the oil. You want to work a little kind of fast because these don't take long to cook up. If you have them there too long, they'll get burnt, get overcooked. The shrimp will be like rubbery. So just want to work rather fast and just dip this in there real quickly like. And we're just going to do a couple at a time because we can always do more. You don't have to do them all at once. And I'm going to have my heat on medium. I'm going to turn it down a little bit. Just a little too high. And then we'll just turn these over and cook it on the other side. They go real fast, as you can tell. They're light golden brown already. And let me get this ready here. Get some more paper towel. Put that on another plate. In fact, I'm just going to put that paper towel on a paper plate just so it absorbs all the excess oil. Oh. See? Nice and golden brown. See, it's getting a little dark there. Well, that was the first one, the first round. They're going to be a little darker because your oil was a little too hot. You just want to get it down to the right temperature. That's why I said you don't want it on a high, or medium to medium high. You do want a hot heat, but you just don't want it smoking. And then my brother, well, he passed away in 2000. He lived here in Minneapolis. He's the one that turned me on into living in Minneapolis. He was living here first, and then I moved here from Wisconsin. And he passed away in 2000. He died of AIDS, both him and his partner. And while he was alive here, my brother Joe and I, we did a lot of things together. He was embarrassed by me at first because I was flamboyant and he was very masculine, very, very masculine. And so he was kind of embarrassed to be with me at first, but then like the last 10 years of his life, we got closer and closer together, and the last 6 or 8 years we were extremely close. I was over at his place a lot. And I used to make this shrimp toast for him, and it was his favorite. Oh, he just loved this shrimp toast. This and my creamy cucumber salad. He just loved those two foods immensely. Could not get enough. Every time I was over there, when are you going to make that cucumber salad? When are you going to make that shrimp toast again? He just absolutely loved it. And I originally got this recipe out of, was it Lian Chin? I can't remember. I went to the bookstore and just looked up Chinese cookbooks, and I got the recipe out of it. It was just so simple. I couldn't believe how simple it was. And it's one of my favorite appetizers. Oh, it is so good. So just let those, it only takes about 2 to 3 minutes at the max to cook them on one side, and then even less on the other side. So that's why I wanted to make, we did the chow mein, and now we got the shrimp toast for an appetizer. Oh, wonderful combinations together. Oh, these look just beauteous, Callie Ellies. She'll be up when I get everything all done, of course. The big mooch. I got some breadcrumbs here she can have. Oh, the breadcrumbs. Then we'll just clean this up and we'll get right back. And this is the lovely shrimp toast. Oh, don't those look pretty, Callie? Oh, just gorgeous. And then I have some of the sweet and sour sauce on the side here. And that's just for dipping your little shrimp toast in. Oh, God, that looks good, Callie. Boy, is that ever good. So we hope you enjoy these Chinese treats from the Northwoods Cooking Show. I know Callie and I will. Well, thank you for watching our show. Callie and I have lots of fun entertaining ourselves and entertaining you. If you have any questions for Callie or I on cooking or baking, canning, even gardening, because we're going to be doing that as soon as the weather warms up, feel free to write us at the Northwoods Cooking Show at yahoo.com, and we'll get back to you as soon as we possibly can, and we might even put your question on the air too. So let's see who wrote us this week. Callie Alice? Callie Alice? Oh, treats. Oh, I got treats. Pretty. Oh, oh, oh. She's sliding. Oh, she's slipping. Gotta get back on the carpet. Was it too much? Oh, she's way back in here. Oh, you can't see her now. Oh. Slipping on the floor. Must be some grease in the oil. Dear Uncle Roy and Miss Callie, I was wondering, how do you make shrimp scampi? Signed, Betty of Hudson City, Ohio. Ooh. Callie, don't be, take off hiding. Hello, Betty in Hudson City, Ohio. Oh, we got fans over there, Callie's. Yeah, we got lots of fans. I got different sister stations all over the country, and Hudson City, Ohio is another one. Anyway, how do you make shrimp scampi? It's very easy, Betty. All you have to do, you can use your raw shrimp, of course, and just put them in an oven-proof dish. Pour just, you want, I gotta think of proportions here now. You want to cover it with white wine and butter, the two ingredients. Generally, it's like about a third cup of white wine to about a tablespoon or two of butter. And you put that over the shrimp, because this is going to go under the broiler. And then you just sprinkle the shrimp with a little paprika, and you just stick the whole thing under the broiler for like 3 to 4 minutes until the shrimp are done. And basically that's what shrimp scampi is. It's just white wine and butter mixed together. I hope that answers your questions, Betty. And this is that lovely shrimp toast. Oh, it turned out so beauteous. Oh.
You ain't nothing but a hound dog.
Callie, come here. Who's here? Uh-oh. Daddy came home. Come here. Here, come here. Treat. So from Callie and I, we want to say, eat healthy, be safe, spread the sunshine. You gotta hurry before Daddy gets home. Bye-bye. Quit. Hurry.